Welcome to 5 Minute Salute. I'm your host, Chris Budihas, and joining me remotely from Pensacola, Florida, is Andrew Vose with Andrew Vose LLC. Andrew, how are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Thanks for having me.
Thanks
I'm
for
grateful
coming
for the
on.
opportunity.
Absolutely,
Yeah, it's funny.
man.
I didn't even see the message on LinkedIn. My wife saw it. So, so thank her too. So I appreciate her.
No, that's awesome. Hey, so it's great to connect with you on LinkedIn. Again, shows you what a powerful tool that is, you know, the ability to link in with other folks, kind of help each other, kind of, as they say, rising tide lift all boats. In this case, you know, you and I got to connect and talking off camera. A lot of opportunity out there for folks in their post-military journey. But before we get into that, let's talk about a little about you. So where are you from originally and what you do in the service?
I am from Seneca Falls, New York. I was a chemical 74 Delta in the Army. I was in the special operations community majority of the time, Ranger Battalion, and then a support guy at 7th Group. Prior to that, 82nd. So yeah, 6 deployments, 1 to Iraq, 5 to Afghanistan, and then I was in the contract sector when I got out.
Yeah. So what gravitated you to move towards real estate?
Yeah, so it was mostly my buddy out in Nashville. He had been in real estate for a long time. He kept bugging me, telling me that I have all this charisma, good personality. I would crush it. And I thought he was just inflating my head, but I got bored with the government work. I knew I was doing good things, but it just wasn't fulfilling to me anymore. And I got my license, and then I was kind of just doing it part-time, but part-time replaced my full-time. And it was, I was very fortunate enough. I worked in Colorado Springs initially with my license. So if you've ever been to Colorado Springs, you know there's a ton of military bases there, 5 military bases to include an Air Force Academy. So you get the opportunity to step out of a military contractor role into a realtor role, and kind of, that was my target market, was military. Okay. 75% of the people I worked with were military, so I kind of got that camaraderie still.
That's awesome. So, you know, a lot of folks, as they're kind of thinking about, like you and I went through transition, you know, you kind of go, okay, what do I want to do? Some of us know naturally, like, this is what I want to do. I'm going to pursue that. And some folks are kind of like, here's some ideas. I think I want to do, you know, a couple of different buckets of opportunity and kind of neck that down. For you, sounds like, you know, you went from contracting and you found real estate. What kind of advice do you have for veterans that are folks that are in the service, or veterans as they take a look at their next chapter, you know, that you went through, that you'd get for like 1 or 2 bits of advice for them?
Yeah, so I'm going to use your advice that we talked about prior to going on camera, you know, betting on yourself, kind of just picking a path and going that direction with the utmost confidence, right? Like, you may fail, you may suck at it at first, but everybody fails and sucks at stuff they're just starting out at, right? You're not alone. Right. So I would say just bet on yourself, go all in, find a passion, like a passion project, right? Some people use that in a negative term. But if you find your passion, it will lead you to what you're supposed to be doing. Whether that could be pastoring, it could be real estate, it could be whatever that is. You don't really know until you just jump in and figure it out. And then I would say mentor. Like you said, I mean, 2 pieces you said before we going on, find you a civilian mentor, somebody that's been there, done that, and go after their time, beg for their time, because if they're busy hustling and like running and gunning and building their business, they're not going to stop and think of Andrew Vose. So you got to go and be proactive and consistent, persistent on getting their time, earning their time. And that's what I would say, the 2 pieces of advice.
Awesome, man. I love that testimony. So let's talk about your company, Andrew Vose LLC. So you're obviously in real estate. Like, why did you create your own company?
Yeah, so obviously tax purposes. And initially it was labeled as Andrew Vose Team because I had a real estate team. So I was going to go that direction, but I just chopped it down to Andrew Vose LLC because I'm the brand. You're the brand, Chris. Yeah. Anybody that has their own business is their brand. So I wanted to label my name. There's probably only one Andrew Vose, like a real Andrew Vose. So I just wanted to have my brand as the name. And then also I use this LLC as my government contracting company as well. So because I have my 8A status with the SBA. also service disabled vet certification. So I just kept it as Andrew Vose LLC. But yeah.
And so how's business these days? I know a lot of people are speculating, interest rate dropped recently and got an upcoming election. So for you, I'd imagine geography obviously matters, and then the economy it's really multiple buckets that, set the conditions for how well or how difficult things are in the real estate business.
Yeah, and I think it's setting the proper expectations with yourself, but also with your clients. We're entering into an election year, holidays. There's a lot of stuff that's happening right now on top of interest rates being higher than what people are used to, right? I don't think they're high, but the economy is, people are making less money, spending more at the grocery store. They're not thinking about adding more to their mortgage payment, right? They're okay. So I think just being patient, setting real expectations. Business has been consistent for me, but I equate that to a good system that I had set up prior to coming into this market. So I would just recommend, if you're a real estate agent, you just get in, lean in, market more, try to market as free as you can, right? Go to networking events, meet new people. And then everything works in 90-day increments in real estate. So just plan that you're probably going to reap the fruits of that labor 90 days from now, or even longer.
Yeah. And we were talking off camera. You've been around. You've had your own company. It's 6 years. You've been in real estate, so this is not new to you. So I appreciate your advice, because it does matter for somebody that's been there, done that, so to speak. So how do folks find Andrew Vose LLC?
Yeah, this is could be dangerous, but my phone number is 315-651-1597. Anything I can provide, any advice. I actually not a paid coach or anything like that, but if you think I can provide any value, you can do that, or you can find me on Facebook or Instagram. And the Instagram is the only Andrew Vose, and then LinkedIn is Andrew Vose. So,
awesome.
But you can also contact me by email, andrewvose@rocketmail.com, but I'm really bad with emails.
Okay. Well, it's good that your wife checks your LinkedIn and your email. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, so Andrew, congratulations on, being this, in your post-military journey, specifically in real estate the last 6 years. And I appreciate all your advice you've given to our community, our veteran community that's out there. And thank you for your service. We'll take all your information. We'll put that in our show notes, and we'll publish that out here soon. So any last words before we end this session?
Just, this is a lazy time for most people. Don't get lazy, continue to work through the holidays. Obviously take your breaks so you don't cause burnout, but just do a little bit more than everybody else is doing, and it will show coming into 2025.
That's great advice. Yeah. As they say, it's not a sprint, but it's a marathon, but you're at the sprint end of that marathon right now. So you got to push through the rest of the calendar year. Hey, thank you for your time. Thank you for our service. Hey, folks, if you like what you heard, please connect with Andrew and myself on LinkedIn. Please share our content. We'd love to see you at our next episode, and live with gratitude.